when you do win, and of course you do win, what was there a sense of satisfaction for you beyond just winning your own artistic freedom? Did you see this case as being a bigger case? Because ultimately it does. I mean, it really settled a few things for once and for all about plagiarizing.
It's really, this stuff, I mean, can be really nasty. And now suspend in your mind the idea that I'm being sued for, obviously, for sounding like myself. These people that are suing me hold a copyright worth millions of dollars to them. And I've written a new song, and they want to contend that the new song plagiarizes their song. That kind of lawsuit happens occasionally, where it happened to George Harrison, crying out loud. That's not so unusual. The fact that it was the same guy was very unusual. And the fact that there was obvious, it's an answer to it. It was obviously some bad blood there. The part that was really awful. Okay, you got the old song, the new song. The old song is a songwriter and a publisher. Now, the old Fantasy Records is the publisher of the old song. They still have to pay that songwriter, me, right? It's roughly 50-50. The new song, which was written also by me, called Old Man Down the Road, I'm the songwriter, but I'm also the publisher. After hanging around those guys for a few years, I finally figured out, wow, this publishing thing looks pretty good. Maybe I should do that. All right, so I'm the publisher and songwriter of the new song. I'm only the songwriter of the old song. If fantasy prevails, then the new song is nothing, and those guys own the whole thing. So every penny that I had earned, even as a songwriter of the new song, I was not going to be paid for the new song. Zero, zilcho. In other words, as if it didn't exist, except, of course, in the accounting sheets. Right. I mean, that was the most... Luckily, that didn't happen. But can you imagine how mean-spirited and topsy-turvy that is?
A double loss.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's very important to just say that the idea of any author, any writer, songwriter, particularly in my case, being sued on his later work because it has what I would say is a personality similarity. My songs tend to sound like my songs, right? And if you are going to be hogtied by some legal ruling, especially with my name on it, for the rest of time, oh yeah, there's that Fogerty ruling. Anything you do from now on, we own it, See, the unfortunate thing here was in this stupid lawsuit thing, they were able to present it as if it's in a vacuum. There's only this song and this song in the whole universe of songs, and these two songs happen to be kind of similar. Therefore, obviously, it's as night follows the day, this song must have come from that song. But that's stupid, because there are 8 million songs that kind of sound like those two songs.
And in essence, they were saying you were plagiarizing yourself.
Yeah.
Thought it was a nightmare. Lord, it's so true. They told me don't go walking slow. The devil's on the loose. Better run to the jungle. Better run to the jungle. Better run to the jungle. Why don't look back to see? He take a thunder from the mountain. He take a lightning from the sky. He bring a strong man to his begging knee. He make the young girl mama cry. You better hide it high. You got to jump up and run away. You got to hide it, hide it, hide. The old man down the road. You better run to the jungle. Gotta run to the jungle. gotta run through the jungle. Oh, don't look back to see.
It's a similar thing, but the notes are in different places, okay? You got to hide. Well, let me sing the verse again.
He take a thunder from the mountain. He take a lightning from the sky. He bring a strong man to his begging knee. He make the young girl mama cry.
All right, how about this one?
All you pretty women, come on to my home. You don't have to worry, I won't do you no harm. And bring it on home. Bring it to Jerome. Bring it to Jerome.
That's Bo Diddley, if you didn't know. The unfortunate, there's a couple of things I really want to point out. Number one, since they didn't have, the bad guys, they didn't have me presenting their case. They didn't have a musician to present their case. So they got, they got a computer geek. And what he did was he programmed the melody of Run Through the Jungle into the computer. Boop, 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 boop. It really sounded like that, folks. Boop, 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 right? And then he played that for the jury. Pretend you're the jury. It's like 110 degrees. You've been sitting there since 8 o'clock in the morning every day for 2 weeks. Now they're finally going to, after they did all the whereas and foras and all that, now they're going to actually play the two songs, and they play it. The first one, here's Run Through the Jungle. I'll try and do it like, let's see, thought it wasn't. Boo, 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 boo. Right, and then they, after that, they play, now here's Old Man Down the Road. Boo, 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 right? And so the people are like, even I'm kind of, right. But the remarkable thing to me is, and I don't think they'd ever done it, it's kind of like OJ and the gloves, I don't think they'd ever done it ahead of time, because what their witness explained to the jury was, now, the fact that where the notes are the same, you're only going to hear one note, because it's the same note in both songs. He said, what we're going to do is we're going to play both songs at the same time, right, from the computer, boo, boo, right? He said, so where you're only hearing one note, that's where the two songs are similar. He said, anytime you hear more than one note, that's where the two songs differ.
Right.
And so it went boo, 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 and then suddenly there were two, everywhere, notes, like that, and everybody, you could see the air go out of the whole room because there was two notes. All the rest of it, and I'm looking at, all their high-priced people. I said, didn't you ever do that before?
That did you play for the? Did I read somewhere where you actually played?
Yes. Well, when it came to our side, my side presenting the case, I did exactly what I just did for you folks. I played a little bit of each song and sang the song, and I don't know if anybody really thought this out.
Yeah.
But think about it. If you're in a courtroom and you're going to get to hear boo, 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 or you're going to get to hear some guy go, you got the hidey hat. By the way, I wanted to mention, because I have kids and I'm totally involved in their lives, some of you folks may be familiar with the movie Night at the Museum. All I know is that in my exhibit, there's a guy wearing a plaid shirt. And after they close this place for the night, he's going right downstairs and he's going to play with the Beatles.